Since the Chiefs won the Super Bowl, I want to take a look at one of the franchise's best players of all time and one of the most underrated players from my generation. And his name is Eric Berry. Let's plunge right into the Eric Berry story. Coming out of high school in Georgia, Berry was a third-ranked player in the class of 2007 and was recruited by top-tier programs such as USC, OSU, Georgia, Auburn, and the school where he would play in Tennessee. At Tennessee, he would pick up right where he left off in Georgia, nabbing 5 picks his freshman year, 1 being returned for a touchdown. He also broke the Tennessee record for most interception return yards in a season with 222. That season, he led all SEC freshmen in tackles and was named a Rivals first-team freshman All-American. His sophomore season, even more incredible, intercepting 7 passes, 2 for touchdowns, 3rd on the team in tackles, 2nd in sacks with 3, and again, broke the interception return yard record with 265. This was enough to win the Jack Tatum Trophy, the trophy given to the top defensive back in the nation, and SEC Defensive Player of the Year. 2009 was also a special season as he reclaimed that Jack Tatum Trophy and won the Jim Thorpe Award. That season, he was 2nd on the team in tackles, 3rd in TFLs, had 2 interceptions, was an All-American for the first time in his collegiate career. After this sensational season, Eric Berry declared for the 2010 NFL Draft. The only weaknesses listed for him were his left shoulder injury and that he was an average size for his safety. Berry was an elite talent, showcasing great ball skills, athleticism, a lot of range, great at reading the quarterback in man or zone. Unlike some freak athletes in college, he actually produced at an all-time level. Before I continue, we're trying to build a nice community in my Discord channel, and if you're looking to join an NFL community where you can chat all things football, go down to the link in my description. On draft day, the Kansas City Chiefs would use the 5th overall pick to select Eric Berry, making him their safety of the future, and they proved this by giving him an insane rookie deal, 6 years and $60 million, making him the highest paid safety in the league at the time. And the Chiefs were happy right out the gate, as he was elite during his rookie season. He was top 20 in almost every statistical category. Play after play, Eric Berry was doing something for the Chiefs' brand new defense, including a pick 6 in week 16, 3 more interceptions, and 2 sacks. He played all over the field, in the box, obviously at safety, and in the slot. He was a one-man wrecking crew in this Chiefs secondary. This was a defense that with just a few changes went from 29th in points per game to 11th in just one season. He proved he was a leader, becoming a captain in week 16 of his rookie season, something you only see from quarterbacks. Playing in all 16 games and over 1,000 snaps, Berry would replace Troy Polamalu in the Pro Bowl, giving the fans a view at an amazing start to a career. The Chiefs would make the postseason for the first time since 2006 on the heels of this great new-look defense, but would lose to the Ravens 30-7 in the wild card round. But the 2011 season would be different. Fairly early into the Chiefs' debut against Buffalo, he would tear his ACL and have to rehab for the rest of the year. Such a sad way to go out after a historic rookie season. But the next year in 2012, he came back stronger, making his 2nd Pro Bowl, but a worse season than his rookie year. He did play 100% of the Chiefs' defensive snaps. He led all safeties in pass breakups with 8 and stops with 44, but only had 1 interception this season and allowed a 107.2 passer rating. The Chiefs would finish 2-14, leading Berry and Kansas City to ask, what will happen next year? Well, the answer to that was simple. Andy Reid would happen, as he was hired after parting ways with Philly. Oh, and, they replaced Matt Castle, somehow Pro Bowler, with Alex Smith. And that culture shift was the perfect move for Eric, as he would be named a first-team All-Pro and the 50th best player in the NFL after a spectacular season. At this point in his career, he was already known as one of the most disruptive safeties, but this year, he led all safeties in sacks, pressures, and hurries. Also, he mostly played box safety, a role that proved vital to the Chiefs' defensive success as well as his own. He and Earl Thomas were in deep debate for the best safety in the league, and really could have gone either way. Eric had 2 of his 3 interceptions returned for touchdowns. He was one of, if not the smartest defensive backs in the NFL, was never out of position on any play, get to the quarterback, disrupt holes, and he was up there for being the scariest player on the defensive side of the ball. At this point, there was no way of stopping Eric Berry. The 2014 season will be one to remember for the stud defensive back, but not for the reasons you may expect. He'd miss a handful of games with an ankle injury, come back, and play 3 games. During a Week 12 loss in Oakland, he played the whole game, but he said that he felt something wrong in his chest.
Breaking news on the Now KC. Within the past hour, doctors diagnosed Kansas City Chiefs player Eric Berry with Hodgkin lymphoma. Eric Berry released this statement a short time ago, thanking fans for their support, saying, "I will embrace this process and attack it the same way I do everything else in life. God has more than prepared me for it."
For most people, this would ruin their careers and possibly worse. But for Eric, he had a purpose. He would come back in just 7 months, 2 months less than his ACL recovery. He would be declared cancer-free and immediately went back to football to prove he meant his heartfelt message from when he was diagnosed. And my God, did he come back. After just recovering from cancer, he made first team All-Pro, the Pro Bowl, and obviously won the Comeback Player of the Year award. 2 things that describe Eric's career to this point are unfazed and chase your purpose. Nothing was stopping this man. He was detached from everything else besides getting back to dominating on the gridiron. Oh, in the 2016 season? Yeah, he had one of the best seasons of his career. Another first-team All-Pro appearance. Was the second highest graded safety in the league, allowing the 3rd lowest passer rating, adding 2 more pick sixes to the name, including one legendary moment from this season for NFL history. As I mentioned earlier in the video, Eric is from Georgia and was a Falcons fan growing up. In a Week 13 game, his return to Atlanta, he did something we rarely see from offensive players, never mind a safety. Eric snagged a 37-yard pick six, using his athleticism and sheer willpower to break a tackle and run into the end zone. But that is not all. He would do something so special that we have never seen it before in the NFL. Matt Ryan threw a touchdown pass to Aldrick Robinson to put the Falcons up by 1 with 4:32 remaining. A smart decision by the Falcons, they decided to go for 2 to make it a field goal difference. But Eric Berry had different plans. He would go on to intercept Matt Ryan on the attempt and return it 100 yards for a pick 2, the only pick 2 in NFL history. Eric Berry made history that day in an emotional return home. After all the adversity he has gone through, he showed his purpose. After this season, Eric would be ready to come back even stronger. He would sign a 6-year, $78 million deal to remain with the Chiefs, an organization that has loved him and stayed loyal throughout everything he has been through. This is the second time in his career he'd be the highest paid safety in the league. However, late in the season opener in New England, Eric tore his Achilles, ending his season prematurely, and he was not able to defend his back-to-back All-Pro performances. The next year, he would only play 2 games in the regular season due to an insane heel issue. Eric Berry's career would be over, as he was released by the Chiefs in March of 2019. While there were teams that did try to sign him a few years later, things didn't end up working out for his NFL return. While he did not end up winning a Super Bowl with the Chiefs, as they have 3 times since 2019, he gave the NFL something more meaningful than a ring. He gave fans hope, showed that he was resilient, that anyone can come back from anything. Whether it's a torn ACL in his second season or cancer, anything is possible. Eric Berry is a symbol of pride, determination, and hope. He should be someone everyone should look up to, on and off the field, football fan or not. Where the end of his career may not have gone as he had hoped, he is still alive after a gruesome fight with a deadly disease, which is what matters the most. If Eric Berry had one message to everyone out there watching, it would be to chase your purpose. And with all that being said, that is it for me, guys. Thank you for tuning to Fanatic Sports. If you liked the video, come on, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's all support is very much appreciated, helps me out more than you know. Also, follow me on Instagram at FanaticSports25, Twitter at Fanatic Sports, and on TikTok, where I'm most active, at Fanatic Sports again. And this is Joe of Fanatic Sports, signing off.